Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the MaytagRefrigerator or Icemaker kit. It's going to be a very easy repair, and it'll only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new water funnel, the shut-off arm extension, the wire harness, the shut-off arm, the screws and the switch, and the airflow box, and the ice maker itself. The ice maker kit makes the ice inside the refrigerator. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if it's failed and it's not making any ice. In order to change out the part, we have to pull out the ice maker assembly. We're going to open up the left refrigerator door. Once you have the door open, we have access to the ice container. All you have to do is press the button to release it and pull it out. Once you have it out, you can just lift up, pull it out the rest of the way, and set it aside. Now that we have the bucket out, we have to remove this cover right here. There's a locking tab right in this hole right here. We're just going to take a short stubby screwdriver and come in at an upward angle like that, and then press down. Then we can pull back on the cover to pull it out. Once you have it released, you can pull it out and set it aside. Next, we have to release the wire harness. But because it's kind of tight, we're going to first release the ice maker. There's a little locking tab right here that we just need to pull out on. And we can pull the ice maker out a little bit. That'll give you a little bit of slack in the wiring harness. And we can take the wiring harness, and there's a locking tab in the middle that holds it together. We're just going to use the really long flathead screwdriver to reach in and press on the release tab, separate the two halves. Once you have the wiring harness separated, you want to grab this side of the wiring harness and make sure it goes over to the side so it's not blocking the way. And then we can carefully pull the whole ice maker assembly out. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the refrigerator. Now that we have the assembly out, we can set it on the table. Make sure you put a towel down so you don't scratch anything. We set it in here upside down so we can take the ice maker assembly off the auger motor assembly. First, we're going to remove the screws that hold the airbox assembly to the ice maker. There's 3 of them. We're going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver to take them out. If it doesn't come out, you can just leave it down there and get it later. We're not going to reuse them anyways. Once you have the screws out, we're going to turn the assembly on its side a little bit so we can pull this wiring harness out and disconnect it. There's just a little locking tab you have to press. Separate the wire harness. And we're going to kind of lift up on the ice maker itself and just carefully pull it out and set it aside. And then we have to take the air box off. We're just going to lift it up so it unsnaps and then pull it out. Once you have everything off, we can put the new one in. Here's the old ice maker next to the new ice maker kit. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. Looks like they redesigned the ice maker with a new wiring harness and bail system, but it'll go in and work just fine. Before we put the assembly in, we have to put the ice maker together. So first we're going to take this cover off. Just going to use a flathead screwdriver and pop it off. It's just snapped on there. Once you have it off, you can see that there's a hole right here for the new rocker switch. There's a little block off right here on the top that you want to make sure when you put the switch in that the wires are on the bottom so you can get the wiring harnesses in. All you have to do is push this in and snap it into place. And then we're going to route the wires. We're going to grab the new wiring harness that they give you. and it doesn't matter which goes where, it's just a switch. So we're just going to plug these in. Make sure they go on all the way, you get a good connection. Then we're going to run the wires through these holders right here. You want to make sure you get them through there so they don't hit on the gear on the Icemaker head. Just push them down into place so they lock in and the locking tab holds them in. If you have to, you can use a small flathead screwdriver again. Once you have those routed, we can put the cover back onto the Icemaker. This is where the plug is on this side, so that's where this plug has to come out. So you want to line it up to make sure it's on the bottom. But then before you put it on, you have to plug in this wiring harness right here on the Icemaker head. Just have to line it up and plug it in. Once you have it in place, we're going to make sure the wiring harness comes out the little hole right here. You can snap the cover on. Then we can plug in the wiring harness to the Icemaker. It has a new style plug right here. Just have to plug it in and lock it in place. And we have to make sure that the thermal fuse is held into the mounting clip right here. Once you have that in, we can put the rest of the Icemaker back together. Now we're going to bring the auger assembly back in so we can put the new air box on it. We're just going to have to hook the top right here underneath it, the opening, and then rotate it down so those two lower clips lock in. Once you have it in place, we're going to kind of stand it up so we can put the Icemaker in. First, we're going to put the water cup on. Just have to line it up with the tab right there and slide it in. It's actually a little locking tab that'll hold it in place. And then we're just going to carefully slide it into place so it lines up with the air box with the 3 mounting holes. Once you have it in place, we're going to hold it while we reconnect the wiring harness. So you want to make sure you get a good connection and tuck this wire out of the way a little bit so it's not in the way. And then we're going to hold it and carefully turn the whole assembly over so we can put the 3 screws in, hold the air box on. Make sure you use the ones from the kit. There's 3 of them, same spot. We're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to put them in. Once you have the screws in, we're going to turn the assembly back over so we can put the shutoff arm on. To put the shutoff arm on, this end goes on the cup and the side with the little squiggle goes in the head. But before you put it on, you have to make sure that you put the plastic extension on like this so it hangs off and this hits the ice and it shuts off the Icemaker. So we're gonna basically feed this end through this opening right here. So it comes around and then we can snap it in. And then on the other end, it has to go under the ice arm right here and snap on between these 2 points here. Once you have it in place, we can put it onto the ice maker. Just going to hook it into the cup first. Hold it. Then you have to bend it, push it into the head end. Once you have it on both ends, we can put the assembly back into the refrigerator. To put the assembly in, you just want to make sure the rail right here lines up with the guides right there. Just carefully slide it back into place. And then same as when we took it out, you don't want to push it all the way back in. While we have some slack, you want to reach in and connect the wiring harness. Just want to line them up and snap them together so you get a good connection. Once you have them together, we're going to push the assembly in. The new style doesn't have a locking tab on it anymore, so you want to make sure you push in all the way and make sure it's seated properly. Then we're going to kind of push the wiring harness off to the side. Then we're going to put the cover on. Just have to line it up and push it back into place. Now we can put the ice container back in. Just have to line it up on the rail, push it back into place. Once you have it locked in, you can close the refrigerator door, plug it back in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.